well, I mean, last night, dude, that was it was just such a fun card. And I think maybe the two letdowns might have been the Bayley Lacey Evans match.
I think so.
And the women's Royal Rumble, and a lot of it was. So what is it? The Bayley Lacey Evans match that followed. What did it follow? It followed something that was really good.
I think that followed. Was that before or after the Fiend versus Daniel Bryan?
I think it might have been before.
Maybe.
Or did it follow after the Roman match? Was it the second match of the night?
No. I don't think. Actually, I'm on the internet. I can actually look that up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anyway, like that, just like I think it was in a bad spot as far as scheduling wise. But when you're doing stuff like that, you really got to kind of, they can't all be winners. And I don't think the crowd was nearly into it as the whole rest of the night.
So let me ask you a question, because I did ask my boy like this question. I'm gonna ask you: is there an issue with Bayley herself as a champ? Because
with me personally, or with like
just in general, because I feel like even she's admitted that that her heel character isn't working. So for some reason, like she was, when she was the hugger, that was pretty damn good for some time. Then it became really stale, and then her heel turn was great initially, especially when she killed the Bayley buddies and stuff. And then now it's kind of like I feel like she's kind of in the shadow of Sasha, and for some reason her matches they just don't build any buzz.
Okay, so as at the behest of getting yelled at and getting harassed by everybody that's listening to this, and this is gonna be really fucking superficial. I think the first problem is her haircut.
Okay.
Like I don't know why, dude. I just can't take that bob or weird thing seriously. Like almost to the point where it kind of distracts from. Like her, because you spend so much time like, what the fuck is wrong with that hair?
I mean, I could kind of see that. I could kind of see that.
I don't want to, because there's nothing wrong with she's a very attractive woman.
Yeah.
But I just think and I don't know, maybe if it was like, Vince, you're gonna be heel, you gotta have a bad haircut. and I think too. Is so with a lot of these wrestlers, with any of them, you're a performer and you're an athlete.
Yeah.
And Bayley is a hell of an athlete, but if she's not a very good performer, I don't think she's going to make it as a heel, because I believe she probably is one of the most nicest people on the planet in real life.
Yeah.
And she just can't be mean or hurtful.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that really hurts her trying to be a heel. Because I don't know, like, so when she beat the shit out of Lacey on Friday night,
mm-hmm.
I think that was like one of the best things she's done as a heel for a while.
Okay.
The attack was there. I think there's a lot more to it, and she's probably also getting a shit ton of direction from 100 different people and not just letting her work.
I think so.
Because if somebody has that lack of, I guess you could call it charisma. I mean, I don't know, because like the hugging thing was pretty cool, and she was like everybody's favorite underdog. She was like the Cubs before they won a World Series.
Good analogy.
Everybody knew that she was gonna like always tough it out, but wasn't ever gonna win, and that must made them lovable. And then all of a sudden they won a World Series, and now everybody hates them because they're just it's like, all right, fuck the Cubs, whatever.
Do you think that she needs to? Because my buddy was saying that he thinks she needs to turn on Sasha.
Well, that's the other part about this. Now, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Did they ever have like a blow off to the end of their feud?
No.
No, exactly. So
no.
It was.
I don't even think it was a match.
Yeah, it was like, hey, I turned my back on you because you're just my sidekick. And then I'm going to leave and come back, and you're going to be cool with it and join me again and fall all for it again.
Mm-hmm. And also, hold on, I'm looking at the run times of each match. They actually had the shortest match of the night.
Which I could kind of see because, you and I have talked about with Lacey when she was fighting Becky. She still she's got like a long way to go. She's very raw. Mm-hmm. I think she's going to be incredible. Like,
I think so.
A fan of her.
I like her. I like her a lot.
But so let's talk about who she's had matches with. She's had them with Becky, and she's had them with Bayley.
Natalya as well.
And Natalya. So all three of them are very good workers. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's any one of those matches that she's been in where it's been a standout. Like, holy shit, man, that was an awesome match.
No.
I think all of them have been average. Mm-hmm. Or it's like one of those things where it's, I don't want to use the word disappointing, but you can see that you see a lot of the same things that those corporate executives see when they signed her, is that there's something in there that just needs to come out and it's going to be awesome.
Personally, I think she works better as a heel. You know who she actually kind of reminds me of? And then we'll segue to the rest of the Rumble from this. She reminds me of Liberty Bell from Glow.
Okay.
If you've seen Glow, she reminds me of that. But I think overall she works better as a heel, and I feel like she just needs to find her place in the whole thing, in the roster and in the storylines and everything. She needs to have like just a better footing in the whole thing.
And I know you want to segue to something, but I just have to.
No, go for it.
So, but here's the problem, though. But then again, it's not really a problem because Vince doesn't ever care about anything logical. The way they have painted Lacey.
Yeah, like her gimmick.
Brought her family out. Like, she's always on the road. How good of a mother, veteran, and everything. It's like, you could never be heel after that.
I mean,
What are they going to do? She could turn her back on her husband and her child?
No, but so I think just as quickly as they made her a babyface, they can easily turn her as a heel. And it has nothing to do with her family. She could just turn her back on the fans and turn her back on the company and still just go quote unquote business for herself. So,
and that's part of the problem too. Like turning back on the fans, I don't think they care right now.
I mean, yeah.
Because I was trying to figure out like really where that match was on the Rumble card.
Oh, I'll tell you, it literally happened right after the women's Rumble match.
Okay, so that's part of the problem. So the Rumble match itself for the women wasn't very spectacular. But
you didn't like it? You didn't like the?
I thought it was. I thought all of the women's Rumble matches so far, and how do I try to say this? The men's Rumble matches have a long history and have ideas on how to do things, and a lot of the talent. Like you look at '95 between Michaels and Bulldog, you know what I mean, and the 1 foot down and him skinning the cat and coming back up.
Oh yeah, that was classic.
Like all these, so they have all these classic moments and these opportunities, and I feel like the women, I don't know if they have, they don't have enough talent for 30 women to be in the Rumble. They have a lot of young raw talent, but I don't think they have enough to where like with the men with the 30, they can perform and do things. Like you look at last night, Brock Lesnar, like people will hate what he did last night. I thought that was absolutely fantastic.
Loved it. I loved
exactly.
it. I loved it.
Because logically, that's what you were supposed to have with Brock. He is your champion.
Yeah.
He is painted as the beast. He should have been launching people. I even said it in our chat last night. I was like, I'm going to be really upset if he doesn't F5 somebody out of the ring. And not only did he F5 somebody out of the ring, he did a German suplex out of the ring as well. Like, it was so fantastic. And they don't have enough talented women on there to steal that match. So, like, if you think about the 30 women that were in that Rumble last night, how many... There's not a lot of show stealers in there yet.
Bro, hold on. I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, bro.
And I absolutely hope so.
Bianca was killing it.
Correct.
Bianca was killing it. Shayna was killing it. Charlotte was killing it. Let's see who else. Hang on. Because I'm trying to think of who was legitimately killing it versus what spots that I enjoy. Alexa did amazing, by the way.
But Alexa is one of their top. But here's the thing,
sure.
So I ask you this to ask you another question. So the first one is, who has the better women's division? Is it the WWE SmackDown Raw, or is it NXT?
Sure, NXT.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so then that second part of this, I guess it really isn't a question though, is Bianca was in there, but we already know Bianca's got a match set up with Rhea Ripley at NXT Portland.
Yeah.
So we know she can't win the Rumble.
Okay. Good point.
So then and then you have Alexa Bliss is one of the top ones that the WWE's had.
Mm-hmm.
Who else did you say was on there? Obviously Charlotte was a given. I called Charlotte to win.
Mm-hmm.
Asuka and Becky were already in another match, so they were out. Sasha Banks wasn't there, so she couldn't really do something.
Dude,
Mercedes
Martinez was
Roger
fire.
Yes, but she's another NXT talent, and they got to figure out what they're gonna do with her because they just signed her, so you knew she would drop her. And because I think Mercedes is fucking badass, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Naomi did. I think Naomi did amazing. She kind of did the same. I mean, granted, it's always entertaining, but her same spot where like she'll quote unquote get eliminated, but then like her feet didn't land, and she'll jump from something back to the ring. She's done it before, but I think it's still spectacular every time she does it.
It is very spectacular, but all of that just how many people did she eliminate? I don't even know. I don't even remember her eliminating anybody because she spent half the time standing on the announce table trying to figure out how
Okay, you did bring a good point because she threw out 0. Literally. It's funny, I have all the... I didn't realize until now. I have all the stats right in front of me.
Perfect. And so
let's see.
I think, like, the women's rumble...
I'm sorry to cut you off. I was gonna say I do see your point. I just found it so like entertaining, and I think you have to give them their credit because this is. I mean, it's dumb that there's only been 3 women's Royal Rumble, but I feel like it's getting better and better every time they do it.
And that is 100% accurate. And see, I don't think it's dumb that this is the only third one. And what I mean by when I say that, though, is for the longest time, 1, people neglected the division, and 2, you didn't have 30 talented people to...
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that.
Royal Rumble. I mean, at one point in time, what would it have been? Ivory, Jacqueline, Trish, Lita, and then 16 other people. And China, if you listen...
Hello?
Like, she never wanted to be wrestling the women because she thought she was above them.
Who?
China.
Oh, yes.
China,
I mean,
doing business because
I mean, you do bring up a good point.
And actually, hold on, let me correct that real quick. That might have been Jim Ross and Conrad talking on Grill and JR about Royal Rumble 2000 because it was like China didn't want to wrestle women because she thought she was bigger and stronger. Like it didn't seem realistic to her to be wrestling the women.
She was like essentially the biggest gal like they had at the time.
Well, hell, legit, dude. When I was a kid, I thought she was a man. A lot of people did.
Oh yeah, when she first came out.
So yeah, and then back to yesterday's Rumble. The Baszler thing was awesome. I'm really
listen. Baszler in 4 minutes and 27 seconds eliminated 8 people. Bianca was in it for let's see how long. For 33 minutes and 20 seconds, and she eliminated 8 people.
Which I'm not surprised because I mean Bianca has her strength, but she's got the athleticism and endurance to last. You know, like you talk about when they're wanting to set up these rumbles, these people they're going to have the long nights. You need them to be in there, and she's a hell of an athlete, and all the women are. But you could notice that you could have Bianca being there for 33 minutes, but she's not going to limit out of people. And the guy that if you look at any of the rumbles, I'd be curious to look at. any of the guys that have lasted the longest, like when Shawn Michaels or Ray went Ray went 62 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many eliminations he had. 4.
Good point.
You know, those guys are tasked for different things. I'm ready for Shayna to come up to the main roster.
Okay.
I think she's pretty much done everything she can do in NXT with that women's division.
I think so.
I'm ready for her to come up.
I wouldn't be mad if she did.
No, because they need more. They need more women's wrestlers, fresh faces, because it's been the 4 horsewomen for this quote unquote revolution's entirety.
Okay. So, I mean, you are bringing some very valid points. I won't even front. But your overall thoughts on the women's Royal Rumble?
It was just like the Lacey Evans and Bayley match. Like it was an average, it was an average match.
Okay.
But it's going to be so much more. It can be so much more because I think as it keeps building each year, it's going to get better. I mean, hell, you remember the very first Royal Rumble? Fucking Hacksaw Jim Duggan won.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then Big John Studd won the next year. It wasn't until Hogan won in '90 for dominate. But it's
that
not
is true.
I'm not saying it was bad, but it was really kind of like all right, kind of get me over, and there was nobody I really thought in that field that was going to beat Charlotte.
It could have been Shayna.
Very much so. Very much so. And she still, I think they have to kind of be careful because if Charlotte got eliminated by Shayna, then they could have set up something for a potential feud for a match at WrestleMania, which would be awesome.
Sure.
But what if it is one of those, they want to avoid that same thing that they did with Asuka? Because, I thought Charlotte beating Asuka at WrestleMania was the right call, but you don't want to have Charlotte keep beating the NXT top players each year.
Yeah.
So I agree. I would take Shayna Baszler as a favorite to win the Rumble next year.
Okay. I could see
As a
that.
matter of fact, we'll call that right now. She'll be the favorite. But I think they still are trying to find their way, so it wasn't a bad match. It was an average one.
Okay. Hang on. What did you think? What did you think of Santina Marella?
I thought that was absolutely retarded. I wasn't a big fan of that. I was like, this asshole.
I mean, I found it funny because I feel like they're ribbing themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I just thought it was a good callback to that WrestleMania moment that really should have never happened. And plus, like, I don't think they had. I mean, who else could have filled like another spot? Like, I think Kelly replaced Sasha. And
is that who that was? Because remember, I was watching you with my wife and had that on the tablet. Was really I was focusing on the Rumble, but I had no idea who the fuck that woman was.
Oh, Kelly?
Yeah, I saw her get eliminated. I was like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
I didn't know who her was. The chick in the purple. I didn't know who she was.
That was Chelsea Green.
No, there was another one I thought. Which one did Baszler choke out over the rope? That shit was dope.
I think it was Dakota Kai.
Probably.
I think so.
It was another one that's lost in the sauce now.
Hang on.
Definitely.
I'll actually tell you right now. Oh, it was Selena Vega.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Selena Vega.
Yeah. You know who I thought Kelly was?
Who?
Summer Rae.
Oh.
I was like, who's that fucking Summer Rae?
Interesting.
Anyway, I think that match I think it'll have a better chance. Like, I think it'll continue to grow and be better, but I don't think it was very, it was, when you looked at the field, because I don't even remember if Baszler was announced or not, but you looked at the field and you saw that Charlotte was going to be, she was going to be the one that could go over.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, honestly, even from a wrestling standpoint, regardless of her father, she's one of the best women wrestlers on the planet. If not the best. Whereas opposed, you looked at the men's field, there was a lot of intriguing things that could happen.
So, what are your thoughts on the men's Royal Rumble?
I know nobody cares about my ratings or anything like with stars or any of this. I thought it was a perfect Royal Rumble. I thought it was a perfect Royal Rumble. All the way down from Lesnar doing his thing, to the Rollins bringing out the guys to try to cheat, and then Joe and him going to fight, and then Edge coming out.
Oh my goodness, dude! I screamed.
And then getting thrown out, but Edge coming out, spearing everybody, surviving and battling, and now I am really, really kind of hoping for maybe an Edge Orton at Mania.
Okay.
I don't know. He looked really good shape. He looked like he was exhausted, which I would imagine you would be.
Yeah.
But he looks like he's in really good shape. He wasn't. His spears were fucking solid. Like his movement was really good. It didn't look like like I love Hogan, but he's really stiff moving around now.
Well, let me ask you this. So I did say this yesterday. I loved Edge coming back. I was not expecting it. I thought it was perfect. A part of me, because we know the reality. He's older. I hope he's completely healed, but I would not want him to risk getting like another neck injury. I kind of don't want to see him wrestle again.
Okay.
Just for the sake of like, that was such a perfect moment, such a perfect memory. I mean, I wouldn't mind Edge and Orton at WrestleMania. I just, if the next time he steps in a ring, I don't know if it'll diminish his Rumble spot.
No, I hear you. And going back to not expecting it, I keep reminding, like, I was watching it on the tablet, and then so when the crowd reaction, because you see the crowd reaction first, and I don't hear anything, so I have no clue who the hell's coming out, but the crowd reaction is fucking nuts, and I just really could not wait. Like, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it now. I was like, I could not wait to see who the hell it was. And then
it was awesome.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. I'm telling you, like, me and my buddy Abe, like, we lost our minds. Like, we lost it. Like, I don't know if I've ever screamed that loud before. Like, it was just something else, man. He looked like $1 million. He was emotional going down the ring, and just that pop. Like, I would have killed to have been there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I keep going back. When the Hardys returned 3 years ago.
Oh yeah.
At Orlando, like, that thing was absurd. It was the loudest one I've ever heard. I mean, I've been to WrestleMania 17, 25, and was that 34, 33. Yeah, and it's just that was so awesome. I know a lot of people were a little upset about the Keith Lee spot.
No, I thought that was great. I thought it was great. Like, I would have loved to have seen Keith like last a little longer, but I thought that was great.
Yeah, and you have to remember too, he's got a title on NXT. He's not gonna. Yeah. You can't have people get in and be like recklessly dominant and then not have and still be in NXT. Because then you kind of develop well, at least I do, but I'm also, like, I just was thinking that then it become like a big fish, small pond thing. They're just going to be down there, hey, why don't they move up? Because I think his time is going to come.
For sure.
Like we talked about, Braun Strowman is this generation's Big Show.
Yeah.
This era's Big Show. I mean, it's...
Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, it's even to the point, dude, where, like, I don't even care when he comes out.
Yeah.
I'm just like, whatever, dude.
I think they missed the opportunity there.
Or maybe he's just very limited and can't do much shit.
That's a good point.
And shout out to Brock Lesnar for jumping off of Big E's back with that clothesline, because you don't like.
That was great. Hold up, we have to acknowledge one thing. This is the most he's wrestled in a really long time.
And that's why, like, I don't ever understand the hate for Brock, because we grew up with that first Brock Lesnar, the moonsault, the launch, like the double back, everything. He's so athletic, and they've groomed him to be a different wrestler this era, and it's been fantastic. And then you get him in the Rumble, and you can see how fucking awesome he can be.
Oh yeah.
And it was that jump off with that big ass clothesline was fantastic. You know, and I love the way he got eliminated. Ricochet kicking him square in the nuts, which was great because hell, that's what I'd do. It'd be fucking massive. And then Drew knocking the shit out of him. And
I lost it. I lost
Yeah.
my mind. I completely
and the way
lost
Brock
it.
looked getting up and being out on his feet and how long it took, it was so masterful. So masterful.
Dude, it was great. It was so great. I wasn't even mad.
Yeah.
I was not mad at all.
No, and then the feud between the AOP, the disciples or whatever the hell you want to call it, and Owens and Joe. I think those guys are due eventually too, and then you know, Roman doing what he does because Roman's really good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But you knew logically he couldn't win, but he could come in later, which made sense for him to come in later.
To be honest with you, I thought he was going to win. I thought like that was like the golden pick of like this year's Rumble, and Drew taking that win. I got really emotional, just as how he was like on the broadcast. Like I got very emotional. I'm like, you know what? I hope they take the fattest rocket that they can find and just strap it on him and just take him to Mars and back. You know, he deserves it. Number one, and they even were mentioning. I don't know if you got to hear it, but they were mentioning how, you know, this would have never happened during his first run. He had to they were literally saying this. He was fired from the WWE. He rebuilt himself in the indie scenes and came back. And we were talking about that the other day when we were talking about Cody Rhodes. This is the right move. Like they need to put the belt on him. He's the perfect person to take out Brock Lesnar. I want him to be a heel. I don't want him to be a babyface. I want him to go to business for himself, like you know, in the sense of kayfabe. And he looks so dominant. He could literally destroy and chew people's heads off, and then some more. And what I like about him is that like he seems a lot more than just this big tall dude. Like I don't think he'll be limited whatsoever in the ring.
No,
unless if Vince just wants him to stick to a certain, you know, infrastructure. But I feel like this is the perfect guy that you would put your main title on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just gonna be. It's going to be fantastic because I think those two can have a fucking awesome match. I will say, like, I think it's be about time for Brock to take his break.
Oh, yeah.
And Drew will go ahead and run with the title, and then it's just going to be...
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fun. And I will say, you know, wrapping up here before I have to go inside.
Sure.
Like, tonight is the first night in a long time I've actually been looking forward to watching a Raw.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally agree with you. Can I ask you real quick? Becky and Asuka, what do you think?
Very good.
Yes.
Absolutely fantastic.
I did want Asuka to win, though. I won't even lie to you. But I understand why, and I like the finish. I just wish she would have won.
Yeah, and that was just time, though. Like, dude, I hate to sound like a pompous ass, but when you know, like, the way they were kind of building, and Asuka is just continually beating Becky every single time. Like, this was going to be the one she was finally going to go over.
Yeah.
And you have to... And you also have to kind of look at it like Asuka was in a tag team. She can't be the women's champion and the tag team champion. I mean, you could, yes.
I mean, yeah, it's been done before. Rollins did it.
Just doesn't... Yeah, but it's just... I don't know. It's just not the same. Like, I personally, I don't think Asuka and Kairi Sane should even be a tag team. I honestly, and this might be a hot take for another day, but I don't even think they should have a women's tag team division.
Ooh. Okay, we're gonna end it on that. I would definitely love to discuss that at another time.
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing. It's
no, I know.
Yeah.
But it's a very interesting take, though.
Absolutely.
Well,
we'll definitely get on that.
Anyways, but thank you so much for just shooting breeze with me, and we'll definitely talk soon.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. You have a good day. And
thank you. All right, we'll do, man.
All right. Yep, later.
Bye. Well, guys, that was a very interesting convo. Probably could have went on for hours and hours, but what do you guys think? And especially with that bomb that he just dropped, no women's tag division. What do you think? Guys, thank you so much. Please follow, subscribe, and stay tuned for everything else that we have going on.